Gigi Variety reading FoodWISE, and I begin the section entitled Meat in the part of the book entitled Our Shared World of Food and Farming. And I'm just going to read 3 paragraphs tonight and then talk about a New York Times article. It's been a while since I offered something from the New York Times, so we'll look at that a little bit. Meat, it's a very big question. To eat, to not to eat, yes, no, we so easily see things as black and white here in the United States. And as Sandra Katz has said, the great wild fermentation author and promoter, it doesn't have to be black or white, meat, no meat. It can be maybe a little bit of meat. All right, here we go. Meat farming and meat consumption invite many questions. Is meat farming eating sustainable? Does meat farming cause disproportionate levels of global warming? Does the rearing of animals for meat deprive wild animals of habitat and the world of wilderness? For most of us, eating meat means eating confinement-raised livestock, at least in terms of their finishing. Are the animals raised and processed humanely? Is killing animals, mostly 2- and 4-legged ones, but also fish and shellfish, ethical? What gives us humans the right to take a life to feed another life? Ethical concerns and questions about meat eating as a waste of food resources are certainly valid. I think the conclusions and the answers are along the lines of, yes, sometimes, and maybe sometimes no. As we try to sort out the answers for ourselves, at the least we should keep in mind that many well-meaning and thoughtful people are working in the agricultural web on all sides of these issues. Whatever our own stance, let's maintain empathy for the chicken farmer and beef rancher and butcher and try to understand their daily work and their perspectives, as well as for the vegetable farmer and the vegetarian and the herbalist. We're all just working to the best that we can, and we're all just trying to figure it out. We're all just working to do the best we can, and we're all just trying to figure it out. Now, we're not going to be able to do the best we can if there's no food available at all. And so this article from the New York Times is so frustrating, talking about shortage. And there's no dearth of articles on shortage, toilet paper and toilet brushes and flour and yeast packets limited to 1 per person, although in FoodWISE, I talk about how you can capture natural yeast with just a little bit of flour and water. But anyway, and it's hard to know who to believe, which is the exact premise of the book of FoodWISE. It's hard to know who to believe. So the last few days, I've been talking about articles that talk about how there's nobody cooking anymore. This article in the New York Times talks about maybe we're all becoming mini Martha Stewarts or want to be. And others are saying, wow, it's mac and cheese in the box and it's ding-dongs, basically. So who are you going to believe? I'm not sure. There's no lack of information out there. I just think that what's helpful is to fall back on our acronym, WISE. W for whole, whole farms and whole people. I for being informed, and that means looking at science. We haven't gotten there yet in FoodWISE. S for sustainability, and that means personally sustainable, as well as sustainable for the planet. And then E, what is your experience, your past experience of what you have eaten, but also your willingness to experience more in the future.